Good evening. This is T Gardner. I'm Cindy.
I'm Brad.
Normally we're behind the camera because we're not too comfortable in front of one.
Not yet.
But we thought of doing something a little different tonight.
And we normally talk about the garden, or the yard, or the fruit trees, or even the dog.
Yeah.
We thought we'd discuss saving money on your utilities. Something we've been striving to do for a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Well, we were trying to pay bills with you working 3 and 4 jobs and me working 2 and 3 jobs, and we're getting to the point where 2 and 3 jobs is hard. Our primary jobs are with the school system, so we get paid once a month. And adjusting to that's been hard. And we kept wondering, what could we do differently to make our primary jobs, or live within our means with our primary jobs without working extra jobs? And so we sat down and started looking at where did our money really go? And we're neither one real good with budgets. But we went to a lifestyle change.
Our utilities caught our attention because of the price of what we pay in utilities and water and gas and electricity. And we decided to make changes in it.
It really helped when you found that our electric company had an online site where you could keep up with how much
The
you
daily
used.
usage, and the history, and we could actually see what things was costing us. We could keep up what was running, and then look and see what the actual cost was for running that. It took a little time to figure out what some of it was, but it was helpful to know what kind of draw it had, what kind of electricity you was pulling in order to run the hair dryer, or run the air conditioner, or
the dryer.
the clothes dryer. Our utility company, this is a small city, small town, I call it a city. Don't really have a useful website and don't have all the tools, but we took the bills and figured the cost because of the rate on the bill. And we can watch our electric meter online, but we watch our water and our gas on the meters outside. And we can kind of figure what it's going to cost every month. And if we do something different out of our normal routine, we can look and see how much it pulled to do it. And we come up with several things that made a difference. It's pure opinion. It works for us. It might not work for you. But we thought we'd offer these ideas. Got 10. I thought we'd do the first 5, the easier of the 5. But it is lifestyle change. People I work with ask me a lot of times what my electric bill is. They know I've cut my electric bill. Through these 10 steps, we've cut pretty much 50% at times. They'll ask me how much the bill was, and I tell them they don't want to hear how I done it because they know it's going to hurt a little bit. It's a lifestyle change. But we've agreed to do it together.
Some of your creature comforts, as they call them, you have to put to the side. I can tell you, a couple of years ago, you tell me I could sit in a house that's as warm as ours is now, I'd have laughed at you and said, that's what AC is for. But when I got to seeing the difference it made in our finances, it made it a little bit easier to sit in a warmer house, or in the winter a cooler house, depending on the weather. Kind of doesn't help. It helps also. We're a little hot-natured too,
Yeah.
So that kind of helps a little in the winter time, but it doesn't in the summer.
Well, we thought we'd discuss the first 5. We wrote down 10, but like I said, the first 5 it's easier to do. It's easier on your mind and your body. It takes a little while to get used to some of these things, especially the last 5. We thought we'd discuss them one at a time. Number 10.
Oh yeah, let's start with number 10. It's
Number
the
10
easiest.
is cut it off.
Just turn off. If you're not in the room, turn the light off. When you leave the room, turn it off.
Don't leave the television playing just because it's noise. Cut it off when you're going to be gone for a while. You go to bed at night, there's no use in the satellite and the television running. It's costing you money. If it makes heat, it's drawing electricity. We cut off our satellite and television at night, put it on a power strip, flip the switch on it, and I could tell it on the electric bill. On the daily usage, I could actually tell it was off because it draws a little bit all the time. 12 hours of it off is a lot better than running it 24/7 because your satellite box gets really warm. It draws electricity constantly. Some of them ain't got a fan in them, they're so hot. DVD player, CD, all that stuff that runs, if you lay your hand on it and feel heat coming off of it, it's drawing power all the time.
I mean, if you turn your satellite box off, the worst thing is when you turn it back on, it takes, what, 3 to 4 minutes, 5 maybe, to get all your guide and menus and everything back.
Turn it on, when you first get up, you go to the bathroom, you go to the kitchen, get something to drink, you kill 2 or 3 minutes, come back, the satellite's ready to go.
Yeah, and it does make the difference in your electric bill. And at first you may say, oh, that's not that big of a difference. But when you take that into consideration every day for a whole month, it may only the first month save you $5 or $10, but that over time will add up. And it's an easy thing to do. If you don't have power strips, one, you should really have a surge protector on your satellite. But, just a multi-plug or a surge protector, you turn it off. When you go to bed at night, just make it a habit. Like when you go and lock the door and turn the light out, hit the
switch.
Go to bed. And that's power energy that you're saving.
The computer, the television, the satellite dish, anything that you're not using, especially while you're sleeping or you're gone, there's no use in it running and drawing electricity. The switch is the easy thing to do. Get a power switch or a surge protector. You flip the switch when you go to bed, or when you leave, you turn it back on when you need it. The worst thing is the guide, but that's not bad. What's another one? What's something else we put on the switch? We turn ceiling fans off.
Yeah, we do.
One ceiling fan don't make much difference. One light probably wouldn't make a lot of difference, but if you got 6 or 7 of them going all the time, and in rooms you're not in, and you're not stirring the air, why not cut them off? Every little thing adds up because they're measuring the electricity every day, 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Same thing with, say, water or gas, like the shower. Some people probably won't like this idea. But when you're taking a shower, you don't have to let the water run when you're soaking your head. You don't have to let the water run while you're soaking your body.
No.
You can turn it on and off. It will actually save water. Your water bill will go down.
And so will either your electric or gas, depending on what your hot water heater is.
Yeah, it'll go down because you're not using the hot water. You can temper your water and actually turn the temperature down a little bit and turn your water heater down, and it'll save money. You don't have to have the water heater cranked up to the point it will burn you. It's actually dangerous for kids in the house to have it turned up.
Mm-hmm.
It's another way to save.
I told my kids at school one day, we was talking about conserving our natural resources, and I told them one way, they said brush your teeth. One of the kids says, why do you have to turn the water off when you brush your teeth? I'm like, you conserve water. I said, you can even go as far as turning it off when you take a shower. And they're like, They couldn't think about that. I told them, I understand. In the winter when the room is cold, it's a little harder to turn that hot shower off, but when you think about how much money is running down the drain, especially if you pay for your water, on average, an average shower runs 2 gallons of water a minute, just about, and give or take a little bit. I mean, we measured ours. I run a gallon of water and see how long it took me, and that was about what ours is. It was about a gallon a minute, or we got 2 gallons in 1 minute.
We did modify our shower head too, though. It puts out a little more water than it should.
I saw the difference in the water bill. I really saw the difference in how much water I used, and I'm thinking, wow, it really did make that big of a difference in it. I mean, it cut our water and our gas. Like I said, we have a gas hot water heater, so when we cut back the heat, it cut back how often our hot water heater kicked on. And you can regulate that even with the turning on the shower and off. You can see how long it takes before your hot water heater kicks on. And that can tell you about how long of a shower you need to start cutting back on.
Number 9.
Well, number 9 kind of goes with number 10.
Number 9 is change your bulbs. Change from an incandescent to a halogen, from a halogen to a LED. Change the wattage of the bulb. LED draw, hers is, we've got some it's 7, we've got some it's 9. I think the ones in this room is 3.5 or 4 watts a piece.
And they're small.
Compared to an incandescent bulb where you're running anywhere from a 25 to a 75 watt. It makes a big difference, especially if you leave lights on like we used to around here. Their kitchen lights stayed on 14, 16 hours a day.
Probably.
The fans running in every room. Light on in the living room. Porch light on half the time. Of course, we got kids, you know, that has a hand in it.
Mm-hmm.
I go through the house and every light in the house would be on. Sound like a country music song there.
Well, you went through turning all the lights off.
I was the light patrol.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it. After I seen the bill and screamed about how much we was paying for electricity, I'd go around and cut all the lights off.
Well,
All
changing the
men
bulbs.
seem to do this after they get to a certain age.
Apparently. Changing the bulbs, actually, it takes some getting used to as well. It's kind of like the turn it off, getting used to it. My eyes are very sensitive to different lights. And when we first changed to, what was it, did we go halogen before it?
We used halogen first.
When we went to the halogen, it took me a while to get used to that one. And then when we went to LEDs, like the one here in the living room, it took several months for me to get adjusted to the lights in here, just because my eyes are sensitive to certain lights. So it's a progress. So don't just say, oh, I can't stand it and just stop. You can adjust to it.
Well, they make different kinds of LED light now. You can get a daylight, you can get a soft light, you can get different brands and different tints, and you have to find something that kind of fits.
And we worked on it until we got one that wouldn't.
We've tried the soft light and the daylight, and in here I believe them are soft light bulbs.
I was going to say, you worked on them until because I have migraines, and the light would instantly trigger a migraine on some of the stuff we tried, and you kept working on it until you found one I could handle.
I think we ought to do number 8 with this, because 9's kind of simple. 8 kind of goes along with 9, kind of goes along with 10. 8 is to check the wattage on the things that you do use. Your creature comforts cost you money because they make things easier, but you pay for the comfort of it and the ease of it and the speed of it. Like air fryers and Instapots and hair dryers and curling irons and
Yes.
electric skillets, and
I was never so shocked to know that my hair dryer pulled more electricity than my air conditioner.
your hair dryer.
That was shocking.
Your hair dryer pulls twice what a 10,000 BTU air conditioner pulls.
It stunned me. I was like, so I'm sitting here going blow dry my hair thinking I'm using more electricity to blow dry my hair than I would at cooling the room off.
A big one-room air conditioner don't pull but half of what your hair dryer does.
Yeah, I changed how often I dry. My air dry works just fine for me on some things. I was surprised to know how much. We have an air fryer that I don't even know if we've got it out of the box yet, because we realized just how much wattage it pulled, and we're like,
It's a balance. You're going to pay for gas or electricity to run the stove, or you're going to pay for the air fryer or the Instapot to run. But you got to weigh out the differences. That's part of the lifestyle change. You got to decide which one's going to run longer, which one's going to be faster and not burn as much electricity or gas, or where we got a gas cook stove. I do a lot of things on the gas cook stove that people does with other appliances. Because once I turn the gas on, I try to do everything I can and get it done. Just like electricity, we try to cool what we can with the air conditioner while it's on. We don't let it just run at a really low temperature and run all day. We leave it alone, but when we're gone, it cuts off. We cut it off. Number 7 is adjusting your thermostat. like I said, raise the temperature up a little bit, set it, leave it. You're going to be gone. If you got a central, you can't just cut it off. You could raise the temperature up 78, 80 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually get a programmable one where it will turn it down before you get home. You can set it for an hour or two before you get to the house to cut it off or cut it down or whatever you want it to do.
Yeah, we put those in the church. Our church put those in, and it really saves a lot on the utilities. Because if you forget to adjust the thermostat, it will automatically reset it back to your program. Those are really handy, and they pay for themselves.
We've learned to raise the temperature in the summer some because we do work outside. I garden.
Mm-hmm.
My job requires me to be outside a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a hot and sweaty job. All of it is, I do. It's hard to come into a house that's 70 degrees and go back outside when it's 90 and 95, and humidity and dew point in Tennessee can be very rough in July and August,
Mm-hmm.
even in June, because right now it's pretty rough.
Oh yeah, the feels like temperature can get rough, and I mean it's rougher on you because it's when you're outside and your body can adjust to the 90-degree weather that you're in all day, or 100, whatever it is. And then if I've got the temperature in the house 70 degrees and you come in, then while you're sleeping at night and it's 70 degrees, your body starts trying to adapt to it. It just keeps you thrown out. I know since we've went to raising the thermostat, I think it actually, we try to stay between 75 and 77 here in the house. And at night,
75 to 80 usually.
at night we kind of run a little cooler because I like to sleep in cooler, but
5-degree differential is hard to hold.
yeah.
Which we've got another two. We'll discuss that, how we do that later on. But that was the main thing.
But just turn it down. Or
Temper
turn it
yourself a
up.
little bit. Winter time you can turn the temperature down a little bit if you want to save money. If you get up and you're busy in the house, it'll feel warm anyway.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about 50 or 60 degrees. We're talking 68, 70, not 75 and 80.
No wonder.
It makes a difference.
It changes a lot of the things out. Like I said, a couple years ago, I'd have laughed at you if you'd have told me I was going to be sitting comfortably in a house that's, I think it's like 77 right now in here. And I thought, no way, Jose. I want my 65, 70 degree weather. But working outside and coming into that cold, it was hard. It made going out really hard.
I'm going to let you bring in number 6. We'll just go ahead and discuss that and get this over with.
Number 6 is probably by far the hardest one. My friends they think I'm nuts. My husband gets asked, how did you talk her into that? Because my wife won't do that. And that is, I asked for a clothesline. I'm surprised I did it myself. But I got to realizing just how much, what do you call it? Kilowatt hours my dryer used, and how expensive it was to run that dryer.
About 5 kilowatts a load. Kilowatt hours a load.
Yeah, I can wash sometimes up to, if I get behind, 4 and 5 loads of clothes, and that
Dollars a day.
that takes money. And I finally looked at my husband one day and I said, I'm not opposed to a clothesline. Had it when I was a kid. Now, people don't like the stiff clothes, but I don't mind them.
Saves dollars a day, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
This was the first 5 that we came up with. The 5 we consider the easier of the 5. We actually have 5 more, but we're going to discuss them in another video. If you like this video, like or subscribe to our page. If you got any questions or if you got comments, we welcome comments and questions. Hope y'all enjoyed this. God bless.